We begin with the Trump administration's dramatic escalation with Venezuela and the Nicolas Maduro regime, seizing an oil tanker off the coast of Venezuela, sanctioning 6 additional tankers, and threatening more action amid a surge in military assets to the region. Attorney General Pam Bondi releasing this video showing members of the Coast Guard rappelling from a helicopter onto the seized tanker and moving throughout the vessel with their weapons drawn. In her post, Bondi said the oil tanker was sanctioned by the U.S. due to its involvement in an illicit oil shipping network supporting foreign terrorist organizations. Yesterday, President Trump suggested the U.S. would keep the oil. And today, White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt echoed that sentiment while defending the decision to seize the tanker, despite concerns about the escalation intentions.
The United States currently has a full investigative team on the ground, on the vessel, and individuals on board the vessel are being interviewed and any relevant evidence is being seized. With respect to the oil, that's a different issue. As you know, Peter, the vessel will go to a U.S. port, and the United States does intend to seize the oil. However, there is a legal process for the seizure of that oil, and that legal process will be followed.
Does the president consider the seizure of the oil tanker an escalation or a step towards war with Venezuela?
I think the president considers the seizure of the oil tanker as effectuating the administration's sanction policies.
DHS Secretary Kristi Noem also touting that operation today during a worldwide threats hearing on Capitol Hill.
And it was a successful operation directed by the president to ensure that we're pushing back on a regime that is systematically covering and flooding our country with deadly drugs and killing our next generation of Americans.
And this afternoon, the administration appearing to double down on its strategy, with the Treasury Department sanctioning 6 crude oil tankers as part of a fresh round of sanctions on Venezuela. Now, it comes after Venezuela's foreign minister denounced the seizure of the oil tanker, calling it, quote, blatant theft and an act of international piracy. Meanwhile, on Capitol Hill, there was mixed reaction, with Republicans supporting the seizure of the tanker and Democrats warning the escalation could lead to war.
What the president is doing is he is stopping drugs from killing our grandchildren and our children. And I applaud him for that.
The president is well within his authority to enforce sanctions. I would actually argue that part of the reason why sanctions aren't effective is they're not actually enforced. And so this is what happened with a tanker of a sanctioned country headed from place to place.
This kind of warrior mentality, resorting to physical force all the time, everywhere, is going to have tragic results in Venezuela if this seizure of the tanker is a prelude to military invasion, as appears to be the mounting case.
The president is trying to get us into a war. He needs to remember that only Congress can declare war. And what is the purpose of this war? It seems to be, does he want the oil? Does he want to stop it? We don't know what he wants.
Joining me now is NBC News White House correspondent Yamiche Alcindor, NBC News national security reporter Gordon Lubold, and retired General Wesley Clark, former commander of the U.S. Southern Command. Thank you all so much for starting us off. Yamiche, let me start with you at the White House. What more are you hearing from officials there today about this tanker operation?
Well, White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt took questions here a few hours ago about this, and she was really doubling down on the defense that this was all done legally and that the seizure of this oil is going to be following a process that will likely end in seizing the oil, but again, through a legal process. The White House Press Secretary also talked about the fact that this is about drugs and oil, because she was asked that question. She said not only is Venezuela being targeted because the U.S. sees it as a large drug trafficker that's hurting Americans, but also this oil is seen as sanctioned oil and as part of a sort of black market sanctioned evading network. So the White House being very clear that they want to continue to do these kinds of operations. It's also our understanding, based on a senior administration official, that the crew for that tanker is still on board and that they are now in negotiations with where they go next. We also know that this vessel is heading toward a U.S. port, but its final destination is something that we're still trying to work on and try to figure out. But it is sort of still an active investigation, Kristen.
Well, and Yamiche, you talk about the fact that there could be more action taken. The Treasury Department today announced it was sanctioning 6 more crude oil tankers. Do you think, and based on your reporting, could that be a sign that these kinds of operations are only going to escalate?
certainly, Kristen. This is a White House that is looking at Venezuela and essentially treating it like an enemy terrorist state, saying that it is going to go after it and target it by sea, by land, possibly by air, and also that it's not going to just limit it to these, of course, boat strikes that we've seen. They've been, of course, killing what they say are alleged drug smugglers, but we're now seeing a new sort of chapter in this, which is seizing oil. Now, I should say that this vessel that we know, it was supposed to be part of a list in 2022 of sanctioned vessels that was allegedly carrying oil from Venezuela and Iran. So in some ways, this isn't new in terms of targeting vessels, but it is new to be seizing this oil. And the White House press secretary was asked specifically, is this oil going to be used for the benefit of Americans? Essentially, is it going to become now property of the U.S. Government? And she essentially said yes, but again, through a legal process is what she's saying.
One of the big questions, Yamiche, is what are the implications, broadly speaking, for the Maduro regime? We've heard the president make threats against Maduro. We've heard him threaten, for example, potential strikes inside Venezuela. Is regime change something that is still on the table at this point?
It's a question that I just asked the White House. I'm waiting for a response, but it seems as though it's still on the table. It's also interesting as we think about all of this happening that the opposition leader who won the Nobel Peace Prize is saying that she got out of Venezuela and was able to go to Oslo to get that award with the help of the U.S. government. So that also tells you that the U.S. government is helping the opposition of Nicolas Maduro. All that being said, the president hasn't been clear about whether or not that means that U.S. troops on the ground will actually go out and move Maduro, or whether or not it's going to be more increased pressure in all of the different ways that we've been seeing.
All right, Yamiche, thank you so much for your reporting from the White House. We really appreciate it. Gordon, let me head over to you. What are your key takeaways, particularly given that dramatic video that we all witnessed?
That's right, Kristen. I think that it wasn't by accident that Attorney General Pam Bondi tweeted all those images of the helicopters landing and Coast Guardsmen, those are U.S. Navy helicopters, and U.S. Coast Guardsmen boarding the ship and running around in kind of a flurry of activity. I think it's all part of this kind of optics effort to kind of signal to not only Venezuela, but to the region that Trump administration plans to kind of commit all assets it needs to achieve its objectives.
What are you watching for in terms of what might happen next with this tanker, Gordon, and quite frankly, with the people on board?
Sure. So I think the tanker is headed to an American port, as the clip of Caroline Levitt said. We assume, we think probably in Texas. The crew appears to have been given an opportunity to, during this investigation that's being conducted on the ship now, to be given an off-ramp. They can go home or whatever. We're not quite sure where that will lead, but I think that that's what our reporting tells us for now. And then, as we've been talking about, the legal process will be undergo, and then the oil will be seized by the Trump administration.
You know, one other thing that we're hearing from the president are threats to potentially take action against Colombia. Where does that stand, Gordon, at this moment, and what's the rationale there that you're hearing from your sources?
Right. So I think this is more in this kind of effort to telegraph to the region by President Trump and the rest of his administration that he's serious about achieving these objectives. The thing is, you know, so now it seems to be suddenly about oil. It's been about drugs. Certainly the Pentagon has the assets in the region to conduct whatever it is that he wants to do. He's threatened regime change, but they've kind of backed away from that. Caroline Levitt didn't seem to talk a lot about that today as much as trying to maintain and stop the drug flow and stop any sanctioned oil from flowing in the region. But they certainly have, you know, more than 10% of the Navy is in the region right now, 14,000 troops. I'm sure that they're ready for whatever it is they want to do when they do it, if they do it.
All right, Gordon Lubold, thank you so much, as always, for your great reporting. We really appreciate it. Let me turn now to General Wesley Clark. General Clark, thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate it. It's obviously a significant day as the country tries to process what exactly happened with this oil tanker. What is your key takeaway here? And do you think, as was asked during the briefing, this is a step toward war with Venezuela?
I don't know if it's a step toward war, but it is a step toward increasing the pressure on the Maduro regime. If these sanctioned tankers are seized, if the ability of Venezuela to export oil and receive foreign currency for this is curtailed. It certainly puts a lot of pressure on the Venezuelan government.
Why do you think this is happening now?
I think the seizure of the tanker might have been opportunistic, or they may have been looking for some other way to ratchet up the pressure on Maduro rather than airstrikes or putting troops on the ground. And I think the lawful seizure of this tanker was a very, very good move.
Well, and based on the reporting, it seems as though the administration is poised to potentially seize more tankers. That's one of the options that is on the table. Can you be specific about what type of pressure this actually puts on Maduro in practical terms? What does this accomplish?
I think it makes it more difficult for him to have the money that he needs to run his government. He clearly, this oil would be worth maybe $150 million, depending on the type of oil and who gets it. And that's foreign exchange money that he needs. But it also means that the groups that are cooperating with him, Iran, maybe Russia, maybe some Southeast Asian criminals or whatever, they're under pressure now. They can't easily work with Venezuela. It makes them doubt maybe he's not reliable as a supplier. Maybe they cut the links to Venezuela. All of that's good.
Do you think, though, General, that there could be retaliation by Venezuela? We've heard some pretty defiant language from Maduro himself.
I think there could be retaliation if there are terrorist groups from Venezuela under the control of Maduro in the United States. We know there's a gang that's reported to be here, but the ability of Maduro to effect retaliation in any significant way, I would think that's surprising. And I do think it's a good thing that the United States is enforcing these sanctions. I mean, if you put sanctions on, you should enforce them. However, I think when you spread this from Venezuela to Colombia and you talk about maybe going in on the ground, look, I was a commander down there. I've done counter-drug operations. I've been in the jungle down there. I've flown out and looked at the radar sites. I know the police, the national police. I know how big the country is, how many people they are, how diverse the climate is. We don't want to put 14,000 troops into South America, I can tell you that.
Well, and you take me to my next question. I mean, do you think that the president has the authority for land strikes in Venezuela to take this fight to Colombia as well? What's your estimation there?
It's a total political question. And the Congress certainly has the right to demand an explanation, to invoke the War Powers Act. This is what happened and really how we got the War Powers Act in 1973. President Nixon was executing a vigorous bombing campaign in Laos. It was a secret campaign. No one was supposed to know about it when the word came out. Congress said, "What are you doing?" And that resulted in the creation of the War Powers Act. Now, I will tell you that when I was the NATO commander and we were executing the air campaign against Serbia to end ethnic cleansing in Kosovo, we did not get a congressional finding and a resolution under the War Powers Act. Essentially, it was determined legally that the continued funding of the campaign constituted implicit acceptance and approval of the campaign by the Congress. And so that's where it stood. It was a 90-day operation. This looks like to be much longer, much more intense. And I'm sure the Congress, as I hear the senators speak and so forth, and even the Republican members of Congress, the president's own party, they don't want to see us in a war, especially a land war in South America. And just one more thing, if I could. You know, Maduro is not a great guy to have in the hemisphere. It'd be really nice if we got rid of him, or if the people in Venezuela could get rid of him. He's caused a lot of trouble in the region. However, he's nothing compared to what's going on between Vladimir Putin and what he's doing to Ukraine. And I hope we don't take our eyes off the real tragedy, the tragedy for national security, for international rules-based order, and obviously the humanitarian tragedy that Vladimir Putin is imposing on the people of Ukraine.
All right, General Wesley Clark with a really strong final thought there. I really appreciate your joining us. Thank you.
We thank you for watching, and remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.